Folks, Peacock is the new streaming service from NBC Universal. Great entertainment is finally free. It's got hundreds of hit movies, thousands of episodes of your favorites, current shows, timeless classics, timely updates, and best of all, it's free. No matter your mood, Peacock has a movie for you, like Reservoir Dogs, Do the Right Thing, The Big Lebowski, and lots more. Best of streaming, best of TV. You can watch for free and upgrade for more on your TV, tablet, or phone. Go to peacocktv.com to download and start streaming now.
Lock the gate!
All right, let's do this. How are you, what the fuckers, what the fuck buddies, what the fucktarians? How's it going? I'm Marc Maron. This is my podcast, WTF. You're listening to WTF with Marc Maron. That's a old school reset. Hi, welcome back. I'm Marc Maron. You're listening to WTF today. What the fuck is happening, man? Newly formed federal Gestapo. That's exciting. I'm not going to go through the news. I'm just trying to temper the fear, temper the darkness, the bleak, hopeless landscape of current global culture. Fuck, man. How's it going? I'm sorry. I'm being rude. Are you okay? Are you moving any of those things from home? You would think that people would need them now. You would think that people are at home just wondering, hey, those people that have, either a debting problem or credit card issues, I would imagine are amassing things. People with money are probably buying things. People with no money are probably selling stuff. How's your business doing? How are the kids? Are you finding time for yourself? Are you taking walks? Are you going outside? Are you talking to friends? Are you saying hello to your neighbors in that awkward way with a mask? Are you cleaning up? Are you organizing? Have you got everything together? Or are you in bed? Get up. Get out. Make your bed. Shower up. Feed the fucking animals. And by animals, I'm talking about your family. And then feed your pleasant pets. Maybe the family can feed itself. I don't know your situation. I just know this togetherness is starting to crack some people. So look, apparently we're not going to be shooting the fourth season of Glow till sometime in 2021. I do not know when stand-up comedy is going to resurface. I am not of the type of comic that needs to go do shows at drive-ins or at half-filled houses spread out. As much as I enjoy taking the stage, I don't need to do that. I save some money. I'm okay for now. You can catch me on Instagram Live occasionally. You can catch me here where I'm not being particularly funny. But look, today I'm going to talk to my friend Tom Scharpling. Many of you know Mr. Scharpling. He's one of the great broadcasters. One of the great broadcasters. If you do know him, you probably know him from his show, The Best Show. And that's been on a little bit of a hiatus. He's finishing up a memoir. But you can always go listen to The Best Show stuff at bestshow.net. Here's some of the comedy. Here's some of the amazing pauses of Tom Scharpling, one of the great broadcasting stylists of the late 20th century, and a dear friend of mine, which happened later in life. A couple of the people that are my closest friends are actually people that I have not known all my life, but it's turning out that as life goes on, I know them longer than you might think. I got a call from my first serious girlfriend. Out of nowhere. It's not that we've been totally out of touch, but we certainly don't talk much. But she, heard the news about Lynn and checked in. And it's really interesting. I mean, that's going back to 1982, 83. That's the one that set me on a course, an arc of heart-hardened anger over my own selfish fucking emotional liabilities that persisted for decades. That first heartbreak, even though I did not know how to love or be loved or even behave properly other than angry and jealous, possessive and insane, insecure and emotionally needy, and aggravated. That's a horrendous triangle. Needy, insecure, and aggravated. Do not step into that tornado. But nonetheless, through a lot of things, we've stayed in touch. And, you know, she's had tragedy in her life. I have this tragedy in my life now. And we had a nice conversation. But what's interesting is when you talk to somebody that was in your life, no matter how long ago it was, if it was real and it was serious and it was emotionally connected, they are woven into the fabric of your being. And when I heard her voice on the phone, it's not that it all came back. It didn't all come back, but the familiarity was there. It was just like the symbiosis, the connection, the sort of emotional frequencies just kind of sync up. The laugh, you hear the laugh of the person that you loved decades ago. And it's not that it brings you back, but it reconnects you in the moment to something deeply ingrained and familiar in you. And it's a beautiful thing. I was happy to talk to her. For some reason, the last few days have not been too great. As many of you said about grief, you don't know when it's going to happen. You don't know when you're going to be overwhelmed with it. But I think what is happening for me now is that the shock and trauma and sort of PTSD and the haze and fog of reality-shattering tragedy is starting to recede a bit. And what's left is this sort of like just the pure loss. We don't lose a history with somebody, but it stops. You lose a potential future. It's just, it's just sitting with it that this is my life. And this was not what I signed up for. But what do we sign up for? I mean, that's the weird thing. I did not sign up to be the guy crying alone in his bed with his 16-year-old cat. I didn't sign up for that. And I have to let it happen. And there's something about it that I find to be pathetic and embarrassing where it's not. What it is, it's tragic and it's painfully human. But somehow in my mind, pathetic and embarrassing. To who? You wouldn't have known it until I told you that I was laying in my bed looking at old Monkey, listening to him asthmatically wheeze and just crying and saying, look, man, it's okay. We did it. You did good, thank you. But then, I just kept crying because I was alone and I was processing the loss. This is it. This is the life. I'm not saying it's not going to go away or that it's not going to ease up or it's going to be the right. I'm not going to wallow. I'm not feeling sorry for myself. I'm just having the feelings. And in that moment, I believe that Monkey was like, I get it, man. All right. And then he started licking my hand and grooming me. And I'm like, dude, thank you, but you got to be tired of this shit. And he's like, I'm all right. I'm all right for now. But yeah, I've been fucking eating, dude. I've been eating. Patton Oswalt sent me a box out of nowhere. I get this box of Jenny's ice cream again. Now I've gotten it twice now from different people. I think even Jenny sent it to me. But it was from Patton. Now, I thanked him. I said, thanks for the ice cream, pal. Now I can be sad and fat. Really, though, thanks. Makes me feel better. And then an hour later, a huge basket of food, cookies, brownies, olives, the basket. And then I made a joke. I said, oh, shit, a basket, too. Thanks, man. This is almost as good as my girlfriend being alive again. Then I wrote, too dark. But, we're comics. It was dark. It was, obviously horrendous joke. And he went, ha, 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 oh, man. And then he said, if memory serves, you are at the ice cream and baked goods phase of mourning, so I wanted you to have the primo stuff. And I said, ha ha, beautiful, thanks, hope you're well. And he said, hope you're doing well and that you're getting better. And I said, overall better, some days are sad. And he said, the sad days will never truly go away, but the days where you get to experience joy and every other emotion in the spectrum are coming back, I promise. And I said, thanks, man, it's good to hear that. Patton Oswalt, stepping up, nice man. That's the thing about friends, showing gratitude to them. Do that. Talk to your friends. And that's what this episode's really about. Tom and I have done shows before. We did a series called The Marc and Tom Show. We've done a few of those. I was on his show years ago in New Jersey. But Tom's a guy that, we became friends, later, not that long ago, really. And I just love the guy. And he's been really present for me during this time. Like between you and me, he'll come over and we'll eat dinner like once a week. We'll be out back, outside, just talking, maskless, with some distance between us, just having a nice dinner, and, talking for a few hours about stuff. Talking about people, having some laughs, talking about movies. He just came over last night, actually, or night before last. Had some dinner, talked about the Safdie brothers, Sandler movies, Paul Thomas Anderson. Had a few laughs at the expense of people not present, which is nice. Talked about language. Talked about his new book. He's got to read his manuscript. But it's important to do that. However you're going to do it. Obviously, some of you are like, you guys just talked without masks on. We did. Outside. Not too close. But yeah, man. I mean, you gotta nourish that part of you. You gotta stay engaged. You gotta get some laughs. But I think also it's important to be grateful to the people that are there for you. And that's for some reason, that's very hard for me to do. I don't know why. It's not that I don't feel gratitude, but to connect with the words, not to be like, hey, buddy, thanks, man. Thanks for hanging. But just sort of like, really, because that's the tone, like that's nice and it's polite, but that's, that's like pushing it out there. Like, hey, great to see you. It's different than like, hey, there's been a very difficult time. And I really appreciate you showing up for me. And I said that to my friend Sam. My friend Sam Lipsight's the other dude. He that guy calls me every night. And we talk for like a half hour to an hour about stuff. I'll tell him how I'm doing. It started off like, are you okay? And he's walked me through sort of suicidal ideation, crying, heartache, all of it. But now, we talk and he calls me every night and we just, have a few laughs, talk about stuff, books, thoughts, news, ideas, the future. And I don't know, I just got overwhelmed the other night and I thanked him, in a deeply grateful way, where I got choked up and because you can't take your friends for granted. We have these people in our lives that some people we've had in our lives forever. And, you just sort of like, yeah, man, best pals, you're there for me. But, as you get older and when things start to break down, when people start to get sick, when, it's just, or when people lose people, I mean, that's where the fucking tire hits the road. Is that what they say? The tire hits the pavement, the wheel hits the where the tire blows out and the rims get all fucked up. That's when you need a friend. When you run over a fucking bunch of nails put there in the road by Wile E. Coyote, the trickster, and all your tires blow out and you're driving on those fucking rims because what are you just going to give up in the desert? Eventually you have to start walking.